Hello, my name is Jonathan True, and this is my research argument, Energy in the Environment. My thesis is, what energy is most economically feasible and environmentally friendly? So it's actually more of a question than a statement. So let's explore this question. Let's first talk about the energies that we're going to talk about. They're the major energies, except for I did not include oil. The reason I picked these three were because these were the ones that I was most interested in talking about. What is the best energy for the world, and which one is the most efficient? Nuclear energy, first, is a reactor, and this reaction takes place in the reactor, which creates steam and then creates generation of electricity. Anyway, it's cooled in water and produces a tremendous amount of energy. Wind energy is energy that's harvested from the wind, which is nice because it doesn't require, any not, what should I say, not normal. It's renewable, you know what I mean? So that's wonderful. Solar energy is energy that's harvested from the sun. That's also really cool to take energy from, you can't call sun or wind an element, but forces of nature that occur, a lot. Let's talk about them a little bit. So, wind energy and solar energy, I grouped these together because they had a lot of similar issues, and their number one reason people love this stuff is because it's environmentally friendly. That's the number one reason. It's not because it produces energy. Unfortunately, these produce significantly low amounts of energy. That 9 megawatt hours per day, that's per turbine. I did not get a stat per panel, unfortunately. The other thing is they both actually kill birds. Both of them are known to kill birds. That's terrible, and it breaks my heart because they don't just kill like small house birds that a cat would kill, and there's tons of them. They kill birds of prey, and there's not that many birds of prey, left out there, and many of them might be considered endangered. So, you know what I mean? They kill birds. Sorry, the 13,000 acres of land, that is if you had a solar plant that produced the amount of energy as a nuclear plant, it would require a solar plant to have 13,000 acres of land. That is a massive ranch. That is for very few people have that kind of acreage. And so that would be 13,000 acres where animals' lives would be destroyed because this destroys, it tampers with the environment. Humans have to get in and out. They have to service these, etc. So that's the other con of these things is they actually require an insane amount of land, and so they destroy habitat for animals, which does the exact opposite thing from what nature considers. The biggest proponent said they did. And so you have people like Michael Schellenberger, who actually say that these are no longer what the world needs. These are actually going to harm the world. Nuclear energy produces 13,000 megawatt hours a day, does not require vast amounts of land. It is very dangerous. The technology is getting extremely better and does not pollute the air. It doesn't have a big carbon footprint. The technology is excellent. It's getting excellent, and it already is excellent. You don't have many nuclear meltdowns. The last big nuclear meltdown that we had was in Japan, and it was Fukushima. Excuse me for maybe I didn't pronounce that properly, but it was not because the reactors melted down. It was because a tsunami hit and it destroyed the infrastructure, which then melted down, which still should be taken in consideration. But it's not because the reactor failed, it's because an act of God happened. And that could happen anywhere. But that's something I want to talk about. It creates an insane amount of energy. One nuclear plant compared to one wind turbine is insane. It's not even close. Doesn't require a massive footprint on the land compared to, that's a big facility. That being said, that produces an insane amount of energy then is transferred to tons of towns, etc. Whereas you would have hills and hills and mountains and valleys filled with wind turbines just to produce that same amount of energy. So it's that comparison you need to keep in mind. Anyway, I'm going to continue on. What we find is nuclear power allows us to have a beautiful nature which is untouched and allows humans and animals to live in a beautiful world. Produces a lot of energy, so it's economically feasible, and when taken care of properly, it doesn't kill. So, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and have a wonderful day.